Brad, Lucky 7 Racing, and the Cars, Coffee, and Donut Automotive event that happens in San Diego, California. I'm back at my workbench today. You have to excuse the mess. I have things all over the place because I have been busy messing with the RC cars again, and I have a new one. It is the Team Associated B74.1D. This is the 4-wheel drive 10-scale off-road buggy kit, and this is the team version, and I'm taking a look at it here. It's something I've been interested in, is in this class. It's starting to grow here locally in Southern California, and it looks like a lot of fun. I've got, of course, other RC cars that I've been running. Lately, I've been doing the 2-wheel drive off-road thing, and I've decided to add this to this year's pit bag, so to speak, and I'll be running this class a little bit locally at SDRC Raceway, which is also where I picked up the kit. You can get the team kit for right around $4.99. Kind of varies a little bit depending on where you find it, either online or, of course, at your local hobby store. Everything I'm going to be using with this is going to be Fantom powered. So I picked up the Fantom Icon V2 13.5. I believe this is their team motor. It is. This is the team edition. And I'm also going to be putting the Fantom ESC and one of their batteries to it. The reason why I use Fantom is because, one, I can get it locally here through my local hobby stores, and because I've had some customer service things with them, and of course they've been really good to me when I've had something go wrong. They're really good on the tech side, and everything's from one company, so I'm not questioning if it's the motor, if it's the ESC, if it's the battery. It all comes from one location. And to me, that just seems like something that's a little bit easier to work with than trying to decipher between different companies if something were to go wrong, God forbid. When I have had something gone wrong, it's always been my fault, and Fantom's been nice enough to be able to help me out in that regard. And like I said, everything I can get locally as well, just to a degree. And they're relatively competitively priced as far as motors and batteries and ESCs go with what's out there on the market. Currently, I think that they've also powered some of the winning vehicles in off-road lately, so they've definitely gained a little bit in popularity. I've been using them for probably a couple of years now. They do not in any way sponsor me, so for those of you who think that I'm plugging them just because I've gotten this stuff for free, they do not. I still pay full retail for all my stuff from Fantom. I just have a good experience with them. That's why I use them, and that's why I recommend them. So if you can find them, or if you're looking for something as far as a new power plant, it might be worth checking them out. Now, as far as the kit goes, this is the team kit, so this has some of the carbon and aluminum options with it. It also has the center diff. Now, I have to say this is not the first time I open this up, because I have opened it up before, just to take a quick look at it. But we're going to open it up again, let you guys take a look at what we got. Of course, Team Associated includes the body and the wing with it. I don't know how I'm going to paint that, but I'll have to think of something pretty cool to do. All the bags, of course, are labeled by number, so when you're assembling the kit, you know what bag you're pulling your parts from. There's quite a bit here because, of course, you have a front diff, a rear diff, and you have a center diff option, like the 8-scale counterparts that you see from that genre of RC racing. The center diff is usually good for dirt tracks, which is, of course, why this is labeled as a D option. They do have another one which doesn't have a center diff. It actually has a center slipper. And from what I read online and from some of the other reviews that I saw, it seemed like the one with the center diff was a better way to go as far as chassis tuning. And I may get the slipper later on. I can always order it and have that for another option for tuning for different tracks that I plan on going to. I'm going to be running an indoor hard pack clay, which is what I have here locally in San Diego. And of course, when I travel and go to some other stuff, most of the indoor tracks are all clay. Throughout the Southern California and throughout the Southwest region. So when I do my traveling and whatnot with the full-size cars and do the race car stuff for that, every now and then I take the RC cars. When I go see family, I take the RC cars and go do stuff outside of Southern California, which gives me an opportunity to try out different tracks. So I'm looking forward to getting to put this in the pit bag and taking it with my 2-wheel drive buggy and having some fun. So going through this, of course, like I said, all the bags are labeled with numbers on it. It makes it pretty easy to assemble, especially for like a regular guy like me. And going through a little bit of this, I do not see a set of Allen wrenches or tools, so it's probably a good idea to have a good set of Allen drivers. There's always quality sets out there from different manufacturers. Mine, I believe, are an older set that a friend of mine gave me. I don't even know who they're by, but they're a pretty good set. So it's something where later on down the road, as you're doing more and more within this hobby, it's good to have a proper set of tools. That way you don't have any questions at the track and you're not fumbling around through a bunch of little Allen wrenches when you need to do any kind of maintenance or any kind of work or when you're assembling kits. So, of course, threaded shock bodies, oil-filled shocks. There's quite a bit here to go on. Associated does make a really quality shock, and I've been using Associated stuff over the years. In fact, I've had other car kits where I've put Associated shocks to them because they're easy to tune, easy to maintain from a rebuild standpoint. So it's just something where I've had success with my own personal experiences. The chassis itself is an aluminum chassis. A lot of the companies have started to go to something like this over the years. The aluminum is pretty strong. It's really hard to flex this. It comes from the 8-scale world a little bit because the 8-scale off-road buggies and the truggies all run a real thick aluminum chassis because of the power and the torque. And as motor and battery technology has changed over the years, we're putting plenty of power and torque down to the 10th scale counterparts. So the manufacturers have gone to this for the strength and, of course, the durability. And the fact that a lot of the indoor tracks, even though some of them are a little bit of a smaller track, you can still get some pretty big jumps. And when you take a car off of a jump and you, of course, huck it or send it, like I like to do sometimes, you've got a lot of bumps and bangs going on, especially in off-road. So it's good to have a strong chassis underneath, and Associated is a pretty strong chassis. We have other chassis tuning parts in here. There's a lot of little stuff in here, of course, to go through. The instructions, of course, Associated has always been really good about their instructions. In fact, they even include a setup sheet, which will give you a base setup with this kit, so it makes it pretty easy to at least give yourself an idea for where you want to set all your camber, caster, your toe, all that sort of thing. So that's, you know, a different world when you're setting everything up, but at least Associated sets you up with a stock kind of baseline setup to work from, and then of course you work from there. The instructions, of course, Associated has been really good over the years with their instructions. They've really been the same for about the past 15-20 years, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. The instructions are easy to read. They're CAD type drawings or computer aided drafted drawings, easy to decipher, good clear print as far as what screws to use, what chassis parts you're putting together, what goes where. Having experience with prior Associated kits myself, this should be relatively easy to do, but even for a guy like me, it's going to take me some time to go through and put everything together. I don't want to bore you guys in this video with me trying to put together a whole kit, because it's going to take me a couple of nights of working. But there's quite a bit to this, and I'm looking forward to putting this together. In fact, my first RC car ever was an Associated 12LW back in 1995 or 96. So I've been a long time Team Associated user within the hobby. I've had Team Losi cars over the year. I've had some Tamiya cars over the year. I've got some other stuff here as well that I still use and maintain. Yeah, quite a bit of parts, quite a bit of tools to go through, quite a bit to read and look at before I really dive into assembling this. Something that this kit does not have is the Team kit. It does not have wheels and tires with it. Now, usually most kits do, but Associated felt that because there's so many different wheel and tire combinations, or more or less tire combinations out there for the different indoor tracks or even the outdoor tracks, it was better to just let the end users pick their own tire combination. So that's something I'm going to have to do with this. The guys there at SDRC Raceway, which is here locally to me in San Diego, are really good about what tires are sort of working for guys and what aren't working for guys. They have a pretty well-stocked hobby shop, so that's why I like going there. I'm there at their track probably about once or twice a month, trying to figure out how to drive and remember how to do this stuff every now and then. I've gotten back to doing a little bit more racing, so hopefully this year I'll be able to do some more. You guys will get to see it. So I'm going to get into this and get to work. Hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll have another video for you guys with this assembled, and of course taking it to the track and seeing what it's like for the first time as I drive it around. So for now, this is Brad with Lucky 7 Racing. The Cars Coffee and Donut Automotive event. I hope to see you guys at the racetrack.